Hey guys, I'm Pat Cox. I'm a senior econ major here at Eastern Illinois.
Sean Hannon. I'm a junior, a business management major.
Hi everyone, my name is Joe Lombardo. I am a management major with concentration in human resources here at Eastern Illinois University.
Hi, I'm Megan and I hope you enjoy our presentation on human resources.
Welcome to the campus of Eastern Illinois. Today we're going to talk about human resources and what kind of effects it has on you. Today we are going to talk to EIU students and find out what they know about HR and see if they know how critical it is to their future jobs.
One of the important, top three would be forecasting, absolutely. Management, I would say, and leadership, all three of those.
Company output, interviewing,
maintaining relationships between, in a business scenario, maintaining the relationships between employment and the employees, maintaining the health and making sure that the workers are happy, and providing them any resources that they need.
Say company morale, hiring and firing, and just overall company policies.
HR is in charge of interviewing, the interview process, communication within the company, and support for employees.
Now that you have a better idea of what Eastern Illinois students view HR to be, we're going to give you just a few more aspects of what we believe HR to be to give you a better understanding of the workforce that you may be entering within a few short years or the workforce that you're currently in. The HR department lays the groundwork for companies to hire the proper individuals. They create the procedure of hiring, which includes a structure for interviews. We're going to talk about the initial introduction of an interview and some do's and don'ts in the interviews. The initial introduction in the interview is vital because it is the very first impression an employer receives. First impressions are more heavily influenced by nonverbal cues, and the first 7 seconds are most important. This is what a couple members of management had to say about impressions.
Candidate walks in, you want to see if they're like real shaky or not, if they're nervous, if they're, if they shake your hand, if they got really sweaty palms or something like that, if they're really nervous, if they're, folding their arms, if they're acting kind of cocky or arrogant, like they're above the job, so things along those lines.
How they're dressed.
So,
Pretty irrelevant. The biggest thing is if someone comes in jeans and a t-shirt, I don't care for what position it is,
Yeah.
you're applying for a job.
okay.
So that is the initial thing I look at.
Okay.
I'm not real big. I don't care if they have tattoos or piercings or how their style is, but if they come in dressed in jeans and a t-shirt, I usually apply.
And for a handshake, if they're slouching in their chair, if they're, shaking their leg because they're nervous, if they're sitting there, if they have a smile on their face, you want them to be happy about it, you want them to be excited about the job. Again, if their arms are folded, if they're, if they're kind of reserved, if they're kind of distant from me.
As a future interviewee, here are some do's and don'ts to remember. Do show up 15 minutes early. Be confident. Be respectful to everyone you come across before, during, or after the interview. Know what employees are allowed to ask you. Some questions are illegal and you are not required to answer them. Send a thank you note within 24 hours, whether it's an email, phone call, or a handwritten letter. Research the company you applied for some questions of your own. Some don'ts to remember are don't interrupt the interviewer, chew gum, or use your cell phone, and do not smoke before the interview. And for more information on do's and don'ts before your interview, you can check them out online.
A vital component in human resources is to improve and maintain the wellness of employees. Harassment in a workplace can be detrimental to employees' wellness, which will, in turn, adversely affect the company. Harassment can come in many different forms, but today we are going to focus in on sexual harassment. Sexual harassment can be defined as any unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of sexual nature. We ask businesses what their procedures are for harassment and what steps should be taken if a person is being harassed. Take a look at what they said.
We have an open door policy here. We don't allow it or tolerate it. Basically, there's a hierarchy if they don't feel comfortable, because all the front end employees report to my assistant managers, and all the pharmacy staff goes to my pharmacy manager. If they don't feel comfortable going to them, they come to me. But it gets reported and we do investigation. And there's a hotline number for them that call that goes over my head that
have in the break room, we have a hotline posted in case anybody ever has an issue. They can call a hotline. It's completely anonymous. We have all the employees, they know that they're allowed to speak with the supervisor or manager immediately if they have a problem. There's SOPs, which stands for Standard Operating Procedure, that outline these sorts of incidents that all of our employees are trained on, so they know what to do in those types of situations.
First of all, they should contact their supervisor, the store manager, and then they would go from, the store manager would take hold of it and go from there. Create a positive workplace, and a respectful workplace. I think people do better in that. So if you have, maybe like one person that tries to take advantage of stuff and you let them get away with it, then everybody else seems to maybe follow that. So you always want to treat everybody alike too.
For morale, just always try to be positive, just in general, always smiling, always happy, make sure you always say hi to people. We use a peer recognition board, so co-workers can recognize each other for the hard work and the good job they do. Sometimes we'll have different types of contests or whatever, which the reward can be something like pizza or an extra break, or and just other times, just hey, after a long rough night, maybe I'll treat everybody to ice cream before we close down the register. Just something little, just to help show our appreciation to the employees, and we really do appreciate the hard work that they put in.
We actually, the best way to boost morale is to give them some authority over things. So we assign tasks to them that they're in charge of certain departments. We don't have department heads in the store other than my pharmacy manager's in charge of the pharmacy, and then we assign them bays, which is their departments, and they're in charge of making sure it's good.
Okay.
But it gives them a sense of pride,
responsibility.
Yeah, and we try to do fun things with them. Okay. We try to make things more exciting.
When employees that have high morale, they're going to work harder for you. They're going to be happy about their job. They're not going to dread coming to work. And when they're willing to work harder and do their best at their job, the companies are just going to flourish. It's going to be successful because they have employees that care about what they're doing, and they're going to really care about the customer, and it's all about the consumer. That's what really drives the company. So when the customer's happy, the company will be successful.
It's huge. It can have an impact on your entire business.
Yeah.
I know some other stores where they have really poor morale, and you can see the difference. Their customer base isn't very good.
Yeah.
I mean, you actually will lose sales based on it. People anymore, that's what deciphers our business from others, is our customer service.
Yeah.
Bad morale, I'm sure. You'll have bad communication between employees, which is never.
High morale affects the company greatly. I would say that 99% of the time you'll find that if you find employees that have a higher morale and managers that have a higher morale, it's going to reflect how the organization functions as a whole. And that goes the same, vice versa, for the lower morale. If you have a low morale, your company's not going to function very well.
Morale can be the fuel that drives an organization forward, or the fuel that feeds the fires of employee disconnect, poor performance, and even absenteeism. Employees with low morale will lack cheerfulness, attentiveness to the needs of customers, the willingness to go the extra mile, and a positive attitude to those who they encounter. Leaders who fail to address morale issues in the workplace will face the following: decreased productivity, increased rates of absenteeism, increased conflicts in the workplace, increased complaints and dissatisfied customers, and increased employee turnover rates, and the costs associated with hiring and training those replacement staff. As you saw in the interviews, HR departments are consistently thinking of innovative ways to boost morale because the level of morale can greatly affect the company's success. Without proper training, work on a daily basis would be extremely frustrating. Human Resources provides the tools and programs to train employees. The primary purpose of organization training is to provide the skills employees need to make the business better. In essence, trained employees can help to achieve high-quality products and services. Highly skilled workers can also provide better customer service experiences. When you invest money in training your employees, they feel worthy. With a higher sense of worth, employees often feel more loyal to the business. When employees feel greater loyalty, they are more willing to work harder. Training can also provide employees with a feeling of empowerment. Overall, trained employees tend to benefit their own careers as well as the companies they work for. How the training is provided can also influence how employees react to user training. Online training, hands-on training, or formal training classes are all options. Since each employee learns at a different pace and in different ways, it is typically best to offer different formats for training so employees can choose the format that allows them to learn best. Let some qualified members of management explain, in their own view, how important training is.
It all starts with the training. The better trained that an employee is able to do their job, the better the company will be. If you only have employees that don't know how to do much, then your company is not going to be able to move forward. If you have an employee, or all of your employees are able to know what they're supposed to do and be able to do it well, then you're not going to have any problem. They're going to understand what they're supposed to do in every situation and how they're supposed to handle things and how they're supposed to take care of customers. And again, that's the customers what drives the company.
Well, we have, like I said, we have forklift training, we have backlifting training, we have what we call standard operating procedures, which is all kept on the computer on the intranet. And so anytime that you do not know how to do something, you can go to those resources, look them up, and follow those step by step. And then there's always someone here that's willing to help you, especially if you're a new person. We try to use the buddy system and work together until you feel comfortable with what you're doing, and then we'll let you do it on your own.
Hi everyone. Hopefully this video gave you a better understanding of what human resources is and how critical it is to a company's success. Whether that would be interviewing for a position, holding an interview to hire someone, raising and maintaining morale, preventing harassment, or simple as job training and development. Human resources plays a critical role in every single company. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.